What is up, guys? Welcome to the Get Out There Project Podcast, your one-stop podcast for everything outdoors and life and how they relate to each other. Today, I'm joined with Tate Walcott. You guys know him from past videos, and we have a special guest. It's going to be the newest member of the Heartland Outlaw crew, and that's Adam Murray, a good friend of ours. Adam, come on in here. Round of applause for Adam.
Yeah. Hey, Kale.
How we doing? So Adam, he's an outdoorsman. He fishes and hunts a lot. Takes trips up to Canada. He probably fishes for more species than us, just because we're very set on bass fishing, right. And whatever. He's a trapper. Just a good outdoorsman at that. And right now, I'm just gonna kind of give him the floor to talk about his background as an outdoorsman and how he got to start.
Well, first of all, Kale and Tate, thank you both for having me here. I have not been a part of a three-way like this before, so thank you for accepting me, and I hope that things are still cool with us after we take this journey with each other. Anyway, so grew up on a farm. I was raised and born hunting and fishing. My uncle kind of got me into it. Is that funny?
No, let's keep going.
Apparently the back history is funny to kill.
The back
My uncle got me into it. He killed a lot of big deer, and I was like, I kind of want in on that. So I shot my first buck when I was 13. Shot my first coon when I was about 4 or 5. Hit it with a baseball bat. Actually, I didn't shoot it. Let's see. Go to Canada a lot. We fish for pike and walleye and smallmouth, and this year we got into trapping. That was pretty fun. Caught about 50 coons in a month. That's a lot.
Freaking coronavirus.
Caught a coyote too. Shot a pretty big deer on November 1st, the day after Tate shot his biggest buck. And that was really exciting. This is a deer that I had hunted for 3 years and had sheds of, so it was really cool to harvest that deer. Damn near cried in the tree stand afterwards, about fell out. I was so excited. Another time I almost cried was when I caught a 43-inch pike in Canada, and I actually did cry on that one.
I'm just telling sad stories now.
I took one look at it, and I was so sad that I caught it. I didn't even mean to. I'm gonna have these two tearing up here in a second.
Probably.
I was with my grandfather. It was a really what's the word? Emotional moment, okay? You know, grandfather, grandson together. Caught my biggest fish of my life with him. Really special moment.
I feel like that's something that's important about kind of being an outdoorsman is a lot of different times when something big happens, catching a PB bass or PB fish, or shooting a deer that you've been chasing for years. I feel like it's something that can really jerk your emotions and kind of put you in a spot emotionally that you didn't think it would. But I think it leads into a good thing that we can have you talk about, and that's what the outdoors mean to you personally, like how being an outdoorsman has affected you and how you live your life.
Well, I love going out hunting or fishing or trapping, mostly to get away from everything else, like my chores and my responsibilities, pretty much life in general. I just go out there and it's quiet and nobody tries to talk to me. I can turn my phone off.
Just kind of like an escape.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little getaway. And I can do what I like, and I can be by myself, and I can be quiet and at peace and just chill. And it's fun, and it gets you outdoors, and I like being able to. I hunt and trap the home farm, so it's important to my grandpa that we take out deer and we take out raccoons. So it's cool to see him so excited. Like when Tate and I showed him all those raccoons we caught, he was like, "Oh, that's great!" Like he's all pumped up that we took out that many raccoons, and he just couldn't believe it. Because when his dad trapped like 50, 60 years ago, he said that they wouldn't even get a coon a night. You know, it was just that bad. And now we had 50 in a month, and he just couldn't believe that we were having that much success now compared to what it was back then. So it was cool to see him kind of invested in it and seeing him like affected by it, and he told me that, let's see, his dad would have got a real kick out of me being such a hunter and a fisher and a trapper, and we would have gotten along really well, which that's cool knowing that your great-grandparents that you never met would have thought highly of you, and it kind of makes you feel like you fulfilled their wishes or respect.
It's in your blood.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Raised up.
I think there's like a really special spot when your mentors are people that are older than you that really kind of are looking to pass down the like outdoorsmen to the next generation, and then when you can kind of fulfill what they've been trying to teach you and like the way of life that they're trying to instill in you, and you really kind of take a passion and a liking to it. It means a lot. But also I kind of want to talk about, and we're going to cover it really quick, what it means to us, just being a part of this group, the Heartland Outlaws, and kind of what this whole page and like what we're trying to do with our YouTube page means to us, and then we're going to kind of throw it to you and kind of get your opinions on how you feel being a part of it now. For me personally, and I've talked about this a lot on this channel, I started this YouTube channel mainly because I was really passionate about fishing, and it really just started out as I just wanted to be able to share what I'm passionate about to everyone else. If they want to watch it, that's fine, but just kind of a way for me to show what I'm passionate about to the world. But since I started it, it's really become a lot of younger kids watch our videos, and they send me pictures of fish that they catch off stuff that like we covered in our videos, and they send us like these, like they send us stuff and just say like, oh, I went out fishing and tried this because your videos made fishing look so fun. And it's kind of turned into more so like it was me just kind of being passionate about fishing and wanting to share that, and now it's kind of I want to not only just share it but get a whole nother generation into the whole fishing and outdoorsman lifestyle, because I feel like that's something that's lacking a lot nowadays, and that's just really what it means to me. And it's really a good time to share it with like my friends and be out there fishing with my friends all the time, hunting with my friends, and I think it's really brought us a lot closer together. So
yeah, so what it means to me is that filming our hunts, filming our like us fish and all that kind of stuff. So when we get older, you always can look back on those memories. It's like a picture does not like show enough about all the times you spent out in the woods, or how much time you spent out on the water. It's fun looking back on your memories that you when you reel in a fish or you shoot a big buck, and so it's fun to share that for you guys, and it's fun to look back for us when we get older and as our channel grows. So
now I just kind of want to get Adam's opinion on like what it means to him to be a part of this and kind of start to share this with all of us now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like Tate said about the pictures and just having memories, like that's a major part. And as I actually used to like take pictures with all the deer I killed, and then I shot so many I was like whatever. But now
no need to brag.
Start getting tired.
I was like, I don't need a picture, it's just a doe. But like now I want to take those pictures because I'm like, in 30, 40, 50 years, I may not even know them, or I may be across the country, who knows, and I want to have those pictures to be like, hey, you know, that's your dad and his buddies when we were 20 and we were killing a bunch of deer, or we were killing raccoons or coyotes or whatever. So it's cool to have videos and have pictures to go back in and look and remember, because my uncle has a nice board of his pictures from when he was younger, of all the goose hunts and the deer hunts and the raccoons and the big catfish and all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what, I want a nice board of memories too that I can look back on. So that's a big part of like taking, you know, sharing this stuff with people. It's cool, and a lot of people don't get to do it. So I just want to make sure I take advantage and take those pictures and take the videos when I have the chance while I'm still with these people, versus, you know, 10, 15, 20 years, if for some reason I don't know them, I at least have those to look back on. Mm-hmm. So that's cool.
Yeah. I think reiterating on that point is, he said a lot of people don't get to do what we do, and I think that's a big part of this channel. Is a lot of people don't get to do it because they never had anybody to get them into it. And I think that making these videos and having these ways for kids to learn, and not just learn from like being like, oh, one of my friends went fishing and he was talking about it, it seemed really fun, but to be able to watch and see what we do and to apply it into, instead of sitting inside playing video games, like getting a group of buddies to go out and fish and see who can catch more fish, see who can catch the biggest fish. I think it's kind of important that what we are doing is giving the kids in the next generation a way in, other than just like if they don't have somebody that can teach them. Like we were lucky enough to have people that had done it before and that were willing to teach us and get us into that lifestyle, but not everybody's like that. But to kind of stay on and kind of learn more about Adam as an outdoorsman, kind of just take us through. You fish for a lot. I mean, you go up to Canada once a year.
Yes.
You fish for a lot of different species. You've had a lot of success. I've seen a lot of pictures of you holding big pike, a bunch of different types of fish. And for us, we try to catfish. Not very good at it, but mainly we bass fish. We're strictly, because we don't really travel to fish. We just kind of fish around here, and that's really like that's all we have.
Yeah.
Largemouth bass and smallmouth bass. Like those are like the prizes here. But when you go up north, the whole game changes. And so kind of just take us through not only just up north, but just your fishing career as a whole and kind of how it's developed.
Well, so Canada did it for me when I was in like 5th grade. Like we were big into fishing before that. You know, Lake Evergreen, Lake Bloomington, go out and catch like 100 bluegills in a few hours. Like that was fun. But when we went up to Canada for my first time when I was in 5th grade, I was 10. Like that, like sealed the deal. I caught I didn't catch huge fish, but I had a lot of fun catching a lot of pike and a lot of walleyes. And over time, I started to like get better at catching those fish up there and more focus on those fish. And I was able to catch a lot of big walleyes. And like you said, I've caught a 40 and a 43-inch pike up there. I mean, that stuff takes time. It's not easy, and those fish are tough to catch, and it takes a lot of the right equipment and throwing the right stuff and a lot of years of not catching big fish to learn how they act and what they actually like and what they don't. But, I mean, it's just, yeah, those fish are entirely different. Like the smallmouths are like 4 or 5 pounds, and the walleyes are like 7 or 8 pounds, the big ones, and then the pike, like the one I caught, 17 pounds, like just ridiculously big fish. And it's crazy. And then around here, I didn't get to fish a whole lot last summer. I think I went fishing like 4 or 5 times, and I went with Tate once, and we caught the stripers when they were going up shallow in the spring, and we caught an 11-pound striper catfishing.
Catfish.
Like it's crazy.
Was it you that caught the big striper that one time?
No, that was him. That was the craziest.
Yeah, that was nuts, dude.
Do you want to tell a story about that?
Yeah, might as well.
Me?
On
Yeah,
the topic now. Tell the story about that. Let Tate tell it. Let Tate tell the story, because we all know Tate's notorious for telling incredible stories.
I'll try to keep it short and sweet.
We like it.
Okay, so we were fishing at a creek behind this house that connects to a good sized lake, and we were mainly fishing for catfish, and so we had our catfishing rods out there. We probably had, how many? 3 rods?
I think we had 3.
3 rods out there. And so we were talking, we were just like shooting the ball around.
Shooting the shit.
Shooting the shit.
Shooting the ball around. That means.
We're just out there
shooting balls.
making up new stuff. So anyway, so we kept going. So we were talking. I was on the phone with my dad at the time.
Oh yeah.
And he was on the phone with his dad at the time too.
Yeah,
so we were having like double conversations on the phone, and all of a sudden this bull like goes a little bit.
Oh no, it didn't. It went.
Well, didn't you see it at first? Like start like
it went like straight, and I was.
Well, then
I grabbed it.
I was like walking around looking at stuff, and I hear Adam say, "Oh, take catch!" He throws his phone at me. I'm like, okay. So I grab his phone, and I was like, "Hey, this is Tate. Adam's got a big fish on. We'll call you back after." And I hang up, and I have to call my dad and be like, "Hey,
Tate's the last person I would want talking on the phone. Let me just put that up there.
And so now I'm like, "Hey, Dad, we gotta go. Adam's struggling right now." And so I hung up on my dad, and I'm watching. I'm like, "Yeah, you go, Adam. Like, let's go get it." I'm like,
Yeah, Tate had to be a big cheerleader.
I'm being a cheerleader, you know. And I see the fish. I'm like, "Oh, dude, that's a huge catfish." And then
I was like, "No way."
And I was like, "Dude, that's a bass." And I'm like, "No, that's not a bass. There's no way. This is like." And I saw the stripes. I'm like, "That's a striper, dude. That's a striper." He's like, "No, it's not."
So you're right. It wasn't that striper.
And then Adam's all calm at first because he thought it was just like a normal catfish. We get excited with catfish,
average like 9 or 10 pound catfish. You know, nothing crazy. Like man, whatever.
But until we saw the until we saw like the stripes on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, he freaked out. And so then I'm like full panic mode pretty much. And so we finally get it landed, and it's flopping on the ground. And so I go up there and I grab it, and I yank it up, and we're celebrating, like, and we're screaming and everything.
I'm like yelling at Tate because I'm like, grab the fish. He's like, I'm like, dude, grab the freaking fish. And he's like, I don't know where the hook is. I'm like, I don't care. Just grab it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a freaking huge fish. What are you doing?
Oh, and then,
finally we got it.
That might be the best Tate impression.
so listen,
Finally we got it.
so then we take a bunch of pictures of it, we weigh it, and we were like, okay, he's thinking about, I don't know if you're thinking about
No, we were gonna clean it.
You were gonna clean it, but listen,
What?
I think you forgot this part. So we're sitting on the side, the fish is on the stringer. We see a guy coming around the side of the creek, and he's in a kayak, and he was like, hey, you catching anything? And I'm like, no, nothing much. And I said that, the fish is flopping over there on the stringer. He's like, I swear I just saw you guys reel something. No, we snagged something. And he was like, well, what's that? And we're like, nothing. And thank God the current was strong enough, it kept carrying him down. So we were like, see you later. And he just kept going.
I could have swore I saw y'all reeling a fish. We're like, no, it must have been someone else. Like, no, the fish is over there, like floating on top of the water, like dead. We're like,
hey, look at this.
Like, I don't know where that came from.
Let me tell you something. So I've gone fishing with these two together, maybe twice. Listen, these two are the hardest people, if they're together, the hardest people to fish with. Not a single thing gets taken seriously the whole time you're out there. I never met two people that literally just bring out
cast further.
Oh my god! Like me and Logan have casting contests all the time, but like you two are like nonstop, like just dicking around the whole time. Like okay.
Well, he took us out in like February. It's like 10 degrees, and he's like, I think they're spawning. We're like,
it was not February, first of all.
I'm like, so we cast for like 10 minutes. I'm like, nope, this ain't happening. Hey, Tate, you want to have some casting contest? And then we cast, and we're like, okay, whoever reels in the fastest wins. We crank it up really quick the whole time. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so we kind of covered the fishing aspect. You go like to Canada and got a pretty good fishing story in. So kind of take us through like hunting. I mean, kind of got how you got your start, but kind of like maybe some of your highlights and what hunting means to you and all that.
Okay. Well, obviously, it's about to get real.
Oh, he's screwing up the chair.
So obviously,
He screwed up the chair like 7 times. It's so funny.
Alright,
I don't understand because he hasn't scooted it back once. So I don't understand how he keeps scooting forward.
he's like, let me tell you something. It's about to get serious up in here.
hey, pass the mic.
Having you two on podcast is maybe the greatest idea of my life.
Now I'm off track.
Hunting, what it means to you, highlights of your hunting.
So, I was out hunting, and 2017, I had pictures of this buck, okay? And I was like, okay, I could be a good deer. And then I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna try to kill this deer. I hope he's still around. He shows up every year right around rut. You know, I never see him in the summer, never see him in the winter. Right around rut. So late October, and then he sticks around till about mid-February. So I'm like, okay. So 2018 rolls around. Here comes this deer. He's back again, and he's a freaking huge this year. And I hunted him that year. Never saw him. From a tree stand, lots of pictures of him right by my house, right by it. And one day during shotgun season, I didn't shotgun hunt in 2018.
How many points was it?
He was, I think,
Was he
12. He was 12 in 2018. Yeah,
What was
he
your name
was
for
6
him?
by 5. Dick Buckus, B-U-C-K-U-S. Because he was a beast. He was unstoppable. He was elusive, like
He was
Dick
the
Buckus.
dominant buck in the area.
He was dominant. Yeah, I mean, everybody feared him. Nobody could take him down. Anyway, so he was 6 by 5 that year, and he was out right by my yard. I could see him from my window during second shotgun, but I didn't have no shotgun tag. so I could just watch him. So that was kind of frustrating. And then I went to class and came back, and he was still out there. And I was like, oh, he's gone. So I went to go check my card, and I look over, and there he is, bedded up on the hill. I'm like, shit. Dude, he's seen me. He got up and he booked it. He was with a dove. They were breeding. So he got up and he booked it. I was like, well, that's the end of that. So anyway, February 3rd comes around, 2018. I'm out shed hunting because we had a rough winter. And I look over and I'm like, no way. And I see one of his...
No way!
Yeah, pretty much just like that.
I can
No,
definitely.
he sent us a video of him finding them.
And I looked over and I saw one of his sheds, and I was like, yeah, like, I mean, I was freaking out, like, I was so excited. And then I went up to go grab it. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I picked it up. I'm like, yeah. And then I look over. I'm like, there's the other one right there. So then I was like freaking out because they're like right next to each other. So anyway, I got his sheds. So I
One
had
famous photo of me with both the sheds on top.
That's right. That's right. We had to actually have those surgically removed. Kelly used to have antlers.
That's crazy, yeah.
Something else.
But anyway, so then 2019 rolls around. No pictures of the deer. No summer pictures as usual. We didn't see him
2019 is in this year.
as past deer season, yeah. And then he shows up on camera late October, just like he always does, out of nowhere. And I'm like, dude, he's freaking huge. So I started hunting him, and man, he was rough. And there were a few days where he would walk one way past my camera in the morning, and walk right past it the other way at night, and he did that 4 days straight. And I checked my camera on the 4th day. Okay, he went by in the morning, so that means he's gonna be by that night.
I didn't get the pattern. Do it again.
Yeah.
I'm messing around.
So I hunted that tree stand. I'm like, he's gonna come in here tonight. Never showed up.
The classic.
Good story. Never showed up. So then he eluded me. So then it was November the 1st, the day after Tate shot his big deer, and I just saw his deer. I was like, man, I wish I could shoot a deer like that.
We were on the phone together.
Yeah, and I was checking out his, and I was so down. I was
Yours
like,
was,
dude,
I mean, yours is a lot bigger than
Huge.
spoiler alert. Anyway, so the next day I go deer hunting, and I'm like, me and my uncle, I'm like, hey man, it's kind of windy. I'm gonna sit down there in the creek bottom, get out of the wind. He's like, yeah, it's cool. So I go down there and I shoot a doe.
And it wasn't the original stand you planned on sitting that night.
No, but it was windy, so I didn't want to be up in the wind, so I moved down there.
This is just a sign of fate, right?
Yeah, just like, man, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't want to be cold.
Like a sign from God just told you, don't sit in that stand at night.
Right.
Go sit in this stand and it.
Right. So I shot a doe, and she ran off about 40 yards and died. All right, cool. So then this next group of 3 does comes through, and I recognized one of them because she had warts all over her. And I was like, okay, cool, some more deer. And I see this big old rack, and I'm like, don't do this to me. And I see him come out, I'm like, and there he is. I'm like, shit, okay, about to get real. So I'm like, all right, buckle up my seat. I'm like, let's go, okay. So first thing he does, so his does kind of come out, about 30 yards from me. All right, they're just kind of milling around, but he turns the other way, starts going away from me, sniffing the doe that I killed. That was dead.
Killed his girlfriend.
So he goes over there, sniffs her up for quite a while, and I'm like, dude, you better come back down here. So his does, they start creeping my way towards me, and I'm like, okay, this is good. His does are coming at me. So they're about 20 yards away, all around me, but he's still over there messing with my dead deer. So then the does start coming, and they're leaving, so they're coming right in front of me, and he's like, oh shit. He's like, meh, meh, meh. He comes running after him. I'm like, wait. So here he comes, and the does walk 15 yards right in front of me on the trail. And I'm like, dude, he's doing it, like this is gonna happen. But then he stops, and he looks behind me, like something in the woods, and he's like looking, and I'm like, shit. He's like right behind one tree. I'm like, dude, you gotta take 2 more steps, I can shoot you. So he has got his ears up, and he's looking, and I'm like, about to poop myself, because I'm shaking. And I'm like, dude, this is everything I've ever wanted, and he's right there. So then finally, his does keep on walking, and still grunting, and he takes those 2 steps, and I'm like, this is it. So then I get on him, this is it, and I pound him. And it was a little bit high, I'm like, shit. So then he runs off, and we got a big creek, and I'm like, shit, he's running right to the creek, he's gonna cross, and then he stops. I'm like, well, this could be good, and this could be bad. And then he just goes, and he falls over, and I'm like, I'm like getting my phone, I just shot the deer, and I'm like freaking out because I couldn't believe I just did that. And there's like 20 deer out around me running off, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, yes! And I was like freaking out.
It's funny because I can honestly imagine you in the deer stand doing exactly
what
that.
I did. And I was freaking out, and my uncle's like, he texted me, and he was right up the ridge, and he's like, did you just fall out? What did I just hear? I just shot Big Bucket. And then I called him, like, dude, I just shot that deer. He's like, no way.
Is that how you were talking to?
I just shot that deer. He's like, I don't even care. I'm coming down. We're gonna look at him. And we went and picked him up, and he was huge.
All right. Well,
So-
I got something to say.
He's got something.
So, moral of the story is that it doesn't matter how pretty you are, a guy will always go after you because this buck was going after a warted doe, right?
He actually went after the dead one first.
The dead one first, but he was like, she looks a little homey, you know.
Yeah.
So he was like, then he was like, let's go for the second best, and he saw this warty doe, and he was like, I'm gonna chase her. But anyway, I'm gonna tell
He had
you
no
that-
standards.
What? Yeah,
No
he had
standards.
no standards. He just wanted
Hey,
something.
for all those girls out there, 5s or 6s maybe, you got some warts or something, you ain't out of the equation.
You don't know when your dick buck kiss
Your
is gonna
dick
show
buck
up.
kiss, or your,
Never know. Anyway, this is my other thing I was gonna say. So I was in weightlifting, and Adam called me, and he was like, I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, he was so calm at the time, and he was like, hey, I just shot Dick Buckus, and I was like, who?
Probably a lot different than the phone call you got from me when I shot my first
Yeah.
buck.
He was like, who? I was like, who did you shoot? And he was like, I shot Dick Buckus. Who's Dick Buckus? I'm like,
Yeah, like a Bears.
I was like, the Bears football player? Yeah, no, but I shot a deer. I'm like, I'm so confused. And he was like, I shot the big buck I had on camera. I'm like, oh, you should have just said so. And so I'm like, and he was so calm. And I was like, you did not shoot this deer. And he was like, dude, I swear to God. I'm like, okay, I'm leaving school.
Stop knocking on the table.
I was like, I said, I'm leaving school right now. Check this out.
So get beat. Get beat. No. So yeah, as you can tell from all of Adam's good stories, he's quite the outdoorsman. He fits in really well with us, obviously.
Dude, don't even get me started on my trapping stuff.
We're not getting into the. We're running out of time.
I saw a raccoon
So
in a tree.
we're getting towards the end of this podcast here.
The term ricochet.
He came back, hit 4 coons.
So
They all fell out.
So we're getting towards the end of this podcast here. I want to take this time to show you guys, since obviously Adam, new member of the Outlaw Gang, and it's about to start a new season of fishing. We decided it was the right time to make a new intro video. So I'll take this time to kind of take a second and present that to you guys. So without further ado, here we go. So yeah, that's the new intro video. Put some time in there. I think it looks pretty dope. I think Tate was pretty excited about it. Sent it to him. About 30 seconds later, I get a call from him telling me how cool he thought it was, and we got Adam in there, and I think it represents the group well. But with all that said, thank you guys for tuning in. Adam, thank you for joining us. Excited to have you a part of the gang, and I'm really just super excited to see what this year brings, fishing-wise and then hunting-wise in the fall. But just thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. and catch us next time on the Get Out There Project podcast.